Sorry it's so dark. Gary Dean, GMFD audio. So I'm working on the base car. I stopped yesterday because I ran out of sound deadening material. You can see I put one sheet in there. I'm going to fill the rest of that in and put a second sheet there. I've done this side. I've done pretty much all back there. That's the factory sound deadener. I'm not going to bother going over that because it's actually thicker than the stuff I put all the way around it. I did do the top side of the rear deck. I got the Scar RP 96 6x9s in the back. I didn't bolt them down, but the boom mat is in there, the cups, and then I have to screw them down, and then I have to poke the holes for the wiring that's back there. You see all that? So that'll be fastened. Then I'll put the rear deck in. I've decided I'm not going to do underneath that rear deck because there's a lot of stuff in the way. But I think that's fine. But this video is about what I'm doing right now, not necessarily what's happening inside the base car, but what's going to happen outside the base car when I put the base in the car is the rear end's going to sag. So what I'm doing is I'm about to install some max speeding rods, coilovers. They are nothing fancy. This is the company. I've seen a few reviews. Now, if I were going to do any kind of autocrossing, or I was going to use this car for sport or whatever, I wouldn't have went with the max speeding rods, coilovers. There are mixed reviews. They are a very basic coilover package. I think I paid $300, maybe $325 shipped for these. Again, I just wanted some adjustability. I mean, I care a little bit about how it rides, but not as much as you might. So, for the base car, I will probably be driving this car because my plan is it's cheaper on gas. And with Joe Biden in office, gas prices suck. Well, everything sucks. But, unfortunately, gas is going up, and this car is cheaper on gas than my 2020 Camaro, my 19 Camaro, my 80 El Camino, my van that's out there, even the Lexus we just got. This is the most fuel efficient car, so I'm going to be driving this for random errands, but not all the time. So I have new wheels and tires, so I pulled one of these. This is a original 9091 CRX, or I'm sorry, CRX wheel. So I got to get those off, the new ones put on, and those listed on Facebook Marketplace because the tires literally are brand new. He just put them on right before I purchased the car a couple months ago, and I put maybe 200 miles on the car since I've had it. So those tires might have 400 miles on them. So anyway, I'm going to try to move those, get a little bit back for what I spent on the new wheels and tires. But today is about removing this factory suspension and installing those coilovers. So when the rear end sags, I want to be able to lift it back up. So that's kind of the reason that I'm putting coilovers on, is to get rid of the sag in the back and make the stance look okay, versus the front that will look really high, and the gap in the back, the fender gap, will look really low. So I'm going to try to get them even, is the plan. So first order of business is I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out. I am going to set these coilovers to the factory height. So when I pull those out, I'm going to put them right next to these coilovers and adjust them to factory height. And then I'm going to get them all installed, and then when I get the system in and all of that, we're going to check out what the squat is. And as soon as I get the system in and I get the coilovers adjusted properly where I want them, I'm going to take it and have the car aligned because I don't want the new tires to be burning up. So that's the first order of business. I'm going to go ahead and get rolling on pulling some bolts out and trying to swap this thing out, so I'll bring you back shortly. While I have everything apart, I'm going to go ahead and paint the brake calipers and drums. So what I'm using, and I haven't gotten started quite yet, what I'm using is this system here I got on Amazon. This paint is not cheap, but this is it. So I got it in lime green. So you mix the activator with the paint, you stir it up with the stick it comes with, and you paint it on with the brush. It also came with this non-chlorinated brake cleaner, which I've already sprayed all over this drum and wiped it down. So that one's prepped and ready to go, and I have that side of the suspension in. So as I get rolling, I'll bring you guys back for more. Alright, boys and girls, I have one side done. So this is a 98 Civic DX Coupe, and those max peating rods, coilovers, went in okay. It gave me new bolts for the top of the strut there, or coilover, whatever, but it didn't give me a bolt, or a nut I should say, for holding the bottom on, because it comes all the way through. And on the factory one there's a nut welded on, but the other factory top bolt fit that factory bolt just fine, as you can see it right there, and I was able to fasten it on with that. So I really didn't need any additional hardware, but there's no instructions at all in the box, so you got to kind of try to figure it out. So I got the two bolts out, that one back there came out, and then I put new lower control arms in as well. Not for any other reason, but they're red. I don't know. I was going to go with a red theme, now I'm not. But I have them, so I put them on. It's just too late now to get a refund. So that's what after looks like, and that's what before looks like. So, gotta get that stuff out and the new stuff put in. So I'm gonna be working on that. And while I'm working on that, I'm also going to be painting these rear rotors with this. I got it in lime green. So the theme now is going to be lime. So this drum is all clean. That kit came with the cleaner. I'm going to go ahead and do this side of the suspension before I start painting those, and then I'll paint the front calipers as well while everything's off. And I might as well throw on the new wheels, which you see right there, while I'm doing all this. So out with the old, in with the new. I can't wait to get all these dents out of this thing and paint it. So alright, back to work. Alright guys, we're back. So I'm doing multiple projects at the same time. I'm gonna try to make it 2 different videos. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it, but here's what happened. So I had 91 factory Honda CRX wheels, and I asked my wife to post them while I was doing this, and had them off the car on Facebook Marketplace, and sure enough, within 15 minutes somebody said they wanted them. So she just delivered those. So yeah, I'm trying to kill several birds with one stone. So while it's up on jack stands, since we sold the wheels that were on here when I got it, I will be putting the new wheels on it. But while the wheels are off and all that stuff, and I'm trying to get the suspensions all done, I did the max speeding rods, coilovers, and then I also did the lower control arms. I also painted the drums lime green on both sides. So that's all done. I got the front suspension all done too. Dunzo. So that's all done. I got them adjusted to the highest height that they will do. and then I'll adjust them once I put the wheels on and get all the weight in the back and all that stuff. So now I'm going to clean up these front calipers. The kit came with some brake cleaner. This here, I've already cleaned that caliper up pretty good. So the paint is right over there on the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead, this is just brush on paint, nothing fancy, but literally gonna spray the brake caliper down just like so, and just give it a good wipe. It doesn't have any heavy debris on it or rust or any of that. It's pretty clean. So basically you just spray and wipe till you're happy with it, and then after you're done with your wiping, you can get to painting. So that's what I'm going to do. I cannot do it with one hand, so I'm going to go ahead and knock out brushing this stuff on and getting these calipers tidied up, and then I'll bring you back when I show you after I put the first coat on. I had to put 4 coats on the back. Not incredibly happy with that, and it's not even 100% coverage even now. You can see in there where it just didn't cover properly and it's a little wavy. I'm not real worried about all that. I just feel like it shouldn't take 4 coats. I hope I have enough paint. That's what I'm worried about now, is just not having enough. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get back to work and I'll bring you back. I actually started doing the suspension and the brake calipers painting because I'm waiting on more sound deadening material to arrive, and I can't do anything else with the interior till that gets here, and I'm still waiting on my power wire that I ordered on February 1st, and today is February 25th from Sky High Car Audio. They shipped it properly to USPS. That's absolutely freaking worthless. So, all right, back to work. All right, here's a quick update on what's happening right now. It is 3:45 p.m. and I still don't have my sound deadener. It is date night with the wife, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and pack it up for the day. Like I mentioned already, I had my wife list the wheels that were on this car, and pretty much immediately somebody wanted them. I knew they would. They were in great shape. They were factory 90-91 Honda CRX wheels. Only problem is, once they realize how much those center caps that I didn't have cost, they'll wish they didn't ever buy them. So I put 4 coats of this. I gotta say, I don't hate it. I definitely don't love it. I mean, it's incredibly inconsistent. It's not smooth like a factory brake caliper would be. Yes, I know this is a drum. It's not smooth. It's hard to get it smooth. It's not a huge deal. I don't really care. It looks okay, but for the price, I want to say this was 55 bucks. I'm gonna have to look it up. It is not worth the money, in my opinion. You literally could go get a can of brake cleaner, a wire brush, and 1 can of high temp or specific to brake caliper paint, and spend maybe $15 if I had to guess. I wish I would have done that, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think this was worth it. I like the color. I don't like how you have to put on, literally this is 4 coats and it needs another. You can see how there's areas that just didn't take in the letters and all of that. So it's okay, it'll work, whatever. And that's where we're at with that. I got the front ones. The front ones have 4 coats on them too. I have enough to do 1 light coat on both the fronts and then touch up the back. So there is plenty of paint in the kit. Again, it's not bad. If I had to do it over again, I would never spend $55 just because you don't have to. And to be perfectly honest, with a spray versus this brushing it on, you've got more control over how much paint goes out, and you can do light coats. But it is what it is. Whatever. So, the suspension's all done. Like I said, I've got it all set up to be the highest that it will go, front and rear. I'm going to put on one more coat of paint on the front calipers, touch up the areas in the back that need to be done. And then I'm literally going to leave this thing on jack stands probably until tomorrow. The instructions for the brake caliper paint say not to put the wheels on for 24 hours, I believe is what it says. It says that it'll be 2 hours to get it dry. It says the paint requires 2 hours curing time before reinstalling wheels. Do not use vehicle for 24 hours to allow paint to fully harden. So, because I don't have to put the wheels on tonight, I'm probably not going to. Especially because all the kids are going to be gone, and the wife and I are going to take the 2020 out to the beach and have some dinner. And I'll deal with the rest of this beast, well, more of this beast tomorrow after I'm done with work for the day. I only have one job tomorrow, and it's at 10:30, so I'm hoping I'll be home by 1 o'clock, and then I can put in 3 or 4 hours getting all the sound deadening finished. Like I said, it will be delivered today. And I went ahead last night and I pulled this trim piece. I pulled that off, and they put the actuator in the way of where that bolt was. You see the hole in there, and then there's the other one. That's the only way you get this out. So I left that open. But I'm going to be putting sound deadener all in that cavity. Probably 2 layers there, and then I'll probably put a layer on the back here, and then I will definitely cover the back of the license plate with the sound deadening material. I ordered the Amazon Basic stuff, which looks like it's got a blue foil that says Amazon on it. I don't want to see any of that, so I'm super glad I went ahead with the black on the back here and underneath there, so there's no trim piece. It's nice and clean looking black. Man, did it make my there's 3 layers under there. Made my trunk lid super heavy. So I got to put the wheels on. I'll do that tomorrow. This is the factory suspension that came off of it. Again, I'm going to set the suspension after I get the weight in the trunk and all of that. Once everything's in the trunk and I know where it's going to be as far as weight goes, I'll adjust everything. Then I'm going to take it to get in alignment. I'm not trying to lower this thing a lot, so I should not have to go get upper camber arms. I shouldn't have to replace those with adjustable ones. If I have to, that's fine. They're like 25 bucks on eBay, whatever. But I don't think I'm going to have to, because I'm not trying to lower it per se. I'm just trying to maybe get rid of some of the fender gaps, so maybe lower just slightly. So I guess I am a little bit trying to lower it, but it's more about keeping the rear ride height at a comfortable, safe level with the weight that'll be in the back. Because, you know, this Scar ZVX V218, that thing weighs, I think, 52 point something pounds. And then I've got my amps here. The Defbon's Apocalypse 7900.1D is going to go in here. And as you see, the plan is my battery, the amps, and distribution is going to be all in the spare tire well, and the box is going to straddle it. And I've got a couple of those nice C-Flow fans like this that I'm going to try to find a way to cycle the air through. So there'll be a little gap back here where when I put the box in, and there'll be a big gap up there. So I'm probably going to try to push the air in and then maybe put one back here. So put one pushing it in and one blowing it out. I haven't completely decided yet. So that's just the going plan. But I got to get everything sound deadened. I got to get my wires run. That's kind of where we're at now. So suspension is done for now until I adjust it. The brake calipers are painted. The new wheels are going to go ahead and go on. And then I'll be able to finish up the inside. So, I guess I'm going to do several different parts. So, I guess I will go ahead and cut this video here. And then when I get the sound deadener in, I will bring you back. But this is probably going to be a multi-part thing. Just because I've had to do multiple jobs at the same time. Lower control arms, suspension as far as the coilover install, and then painting the brake calipers. So, alright, I'll cut it here and we'll be back for more when I get the sound deadening material.